Okay. Just put my microphone on. Hang on, guys. I'm not gonna be on too long. Um, just for a little while. Probably like an hour. It's already 11:30 here where I am, so 11:25, but basically 11:30. Um, so I'm probably just gonna do some sketching. I did hold on, let me pour so I can have something to drink here. Slowly but surely dying of thirst. Okay. Um, my desk is still a mess, as you can see, but it's late, so I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of streaming, a little bit of art stuff. I didn't do really anything today. I slept. I didn't even play my game today. I watched some TV and I combed my hair, and that was about it. I slept until about, I don't know, it was almost maybe 12 when I got up. So, and I know a lot of you guys are probably well into bed by now. And if you're not, then I'm shocked because I know it's like I'm 3 hours behind everybody. So, why does everything look crooked? Everything on my desk just looks a mess. Okay. Um, everybody is probably asleep. I know Lori might be up. I know she likes the later streams, but everybody else is probably well asleep. Oh, look, see, there she is. Hey, Lori. Um, I'm only going to be on for a little bit. Where is that canvas? Oh, I'm not going to be on long. It's late. It's almost 12. Um, add some glitter. Add some glitter to what? So, I think this might be a little bit too short. I don't know. I have to transfer this onto the canvas. And then I don't know if I want to do that tonight though. I've been working on this little area that they're in. I did like a tiny little, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I did like a tiny little rock guy. And I've just been like trying to do different versions of them. So this one is kind of like the bigger one. It's not as big as you can see. It's about the height of the trees. I put a tree next to it for comparison, but it's not as big as this one. But this one has little flowers in the moss, and this one has like leaves. So I don't know. I was thinking probably just sketch some different ones, and then in this one that's going on that canvas, these ones just have like little leaves. This one has some long leaves with some flowers on it. So that's going to be on this canvas, and I have my transfer paper, but I don't think I feel like doing that tonight. Honestly, I don't feel like doing much of anything tonight, but I did tell you guys I was gonna come on, so here I am. uh, I was going to play some Pokopia, but I just honestly I didn't really feel like doing literally nothing today, so um, I'm just like, well, I did say I was going to try and come on. I know it's like literally like the end of the night, but here I am. I was thinking I might want to start a podcast, like an art podcast, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Um, I would like to, but I'm just not really sure. I'm not sure how I would execute it anyway. That's more of what the issue is. I don't know how I would execute something like that, but I think it would be nice to do. Maybe like a video podcast. I don't know. This block is in the way. I don't even know why I drew this square. I don't even remember. But it's in my way now, so I'm going to erase the bottom part. I'm sure I drew it for a reason, but I don't remember, so. I do have to go to work tomorrow, so I won't be on here too long. I think I'm going to do one with like some leaves, but it's going to have like berries maybe. Yeah, I'm not really, maybe like a berry peeking out the side. I'm not really sure about the podcast. It sounds like something fun that I would do, but it'll probably be a while before I do it because I need to figure out how I'm going to execute it first. So, yeah, I'm trying to get better, Lori, at, streaming at random times to see which time works best. But since I was off today, I was like, yeah, I'll get on for a bit, but it won't be too long because, like I said, you know, it's one, it's late, and two, I have to work tomorrow, and I don't know. I'm sleepy a little bit, but I'm not like super sleepy right now. But I have some things I need to do before bed. So I think this one's gonna be like a small one. So like I can do like a bush in the background because it's gonna be smaller. So you have like the bush in the background here. Just for comparison, put something behind it so it's like the berry bush in the back. So we know. What is that ticking noise? I don't know if it's because I'm moving my desk too hard, but something's making a clicking noise when I move, and it's fairly annoying. I haven't finished sorting through my water-based markers either, so I want to try to use some of those in this book too. I wonder, I wonder if I can make like a round one, right? Like one that's kind of like round in size, sort of, and maybe like stubbier feet. And he's just a round guy. He kind of looks like a lump of clay. Like, I think I still want it to be like round. I mean, like, smooth kind of, but. And this one's just like. Maybe he doesn't have like any leaves or anything yet. And. Or maybe he has like a sprout. Like, he kind of has like the leaf sprout on top of his head, maybe. I don't know. Poor guy. He's like a chunky one. Ooh, what if we do like. It could be like a little flower that's maybe coming out the top, but it's not quite like, you know. No, I don't think I like that. I think I just like the sprout. I think the sprout's enough. We'll give him like shorter arms. He looks like he's gonna fly away. I don't know if I like the sprout either, honestly. Maybe we'll give him something else. Or maybe we'll just give him nothing. Poor guy hasn't sprouted anything yet. Hello. How are you? Welcome in. I'm just doing random. I mean, we can give him like a leaf, right? Like, what if it's like just a flowing leaf? I'm just doing like random art stuff for now. I won't be on long. I normally stream in normal hours, but I'm doing something different today. Won't be a long stream though. Do I like that? I don't know. I feel like he's a little. Maybe something like that. I'm not sure. But I do like these two. I do like the chunky one, but I feel like I need to find another, like, something to go on top of his head. I don't know. Maybe we can do, like, I mean, he can be chunky. Excuse me. So this is, I'm just creating some creatures for an area that my OCs are adventuring in right now. So I'm creating different versions of them. So these are actually my OCs. This is Miso and Bo. And they're in like this area where there's like these rock creatures and stuff. And they're like little mischievous creatures. So I'm just creating some different versions of them in different sizes and stuff for the next painting. I'm just trying to figure out which. I mean, I can do one that has like, because I feel like the smaller ones don't need a full head of like moss and all that stuff. They're just like small. So I'm like, the one that I did with the flowers is cute. And I'm like, maybe I can do one that has like just a few like flower petals. And I'm not even really sure. We'll just give them a few. Not really a full flower, right? Because, and then this can be like the middle. Maybe. I don't know which versions of these things I'm going to use. I'm just drawing different ones for now. That one's kind of cute. I feel like that should be maybe like not a small one, not as small as the one behind the bush, maybe a little bit bigger than the bush itself. So maybe like about that size, right? So if it was standing next to the bush, it would be about the same height, which would make it bigger than this one, but smaller than this one. I'm not too sure about this one. Thank you. Motivation, honestly, it comes and goes. I've lately just been like pushing myself to focus on my characters and my story more, because if I don't, it's never going to get done. And I'm just going to be like talking about it all the time, but it's never actually going to get done. And eventually someone's going to be like, listen, when are we going to get some part of this story? So my motivation, honestly, is like you guys, really. Because honestly, if it was me, I would have been like, hey, you've been talking about these characters now for some years. When are we going to get some kind of story? So there's like little bits and pieces of the story. Um, it's just not quite put together. I'm not sure if I'm gonna turn it into a comic or if I'm just gonna turn it into like a illustrated chapter book. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet. I feel like if I do it like a comic, um, I'm gonna fall into the habit of just doing my squares with like not much background stuff going on, and I kind of want to learn how to do backgrounds and things like that. So I might just do illustrated chapter book, honestly. So that one's about that size. I do like the flower thing, and so they are going to come in different sizes. I probably should have yes, backgrounds are so hard. I started off with just like so I have my whoa, I have my older sketchbook here, and so I would do like I would attempt. This is actually I had another one, but this is like when I got serious. But I would just do like my characters just um there, I guess. I didn't really have any backgrounds. Like you can see there's not really any backgrounds starting out. And I kind of played around with it a little bit here, but even still here, the background is not a background. There's stuff going on like in the foreground, but the background is kind of plain. And then this one, I put a store in the background, and is what printed. These no, this is in my sketchbook. It's just there. Like you mean, do I have like prints, or do you just mean like did I print it and put it in my sketchbook? So then I kind of played around with it a little bit here, and I was like, you know what, I can probably do this background thing if I actually made an attempt. But I still wasn't really doing it. I was just, they were just there, kind of floating, I guess. Not even, I mean, yeah, floating. They were floating pretty much. So I've been, I was trying to do a little bit like here, I did like a beach, sort of, but it's plain and it's flat. And I was like, nope, still not working. So, and then all the while at the same time working on my story. So I'm like, okay, these backgrounds, I got to do something here. So I put the lighthouse that's in their town. So I put that in the back while they were like walking on the beach. And this was like before I finalized my characters too. So they look completely different now. Um, Alcohol markers, no, I use paint markers on, I think all of this is paint marker, watercolor, or gouache. You're not going to see much watercolor because I'm terrible at it, but you're going to see a lot of paint marker and gouache, mostly acrylic gouache. This background was kind of okay. They were at like a carnival type of thing, so I put the Target game back there in a bush, but still not quite, I don't know. The foreground stuff I'm okay with, but the backgrounds, I just, if you can see, it's not much at all whatsoever towards the beginning of the sketchbook. Now, you might see a bush here and there, but um, it's not much going on in the background. So I was like, I need to figure out. I need to not make them float and make them look so, because like here, like it looks cool, right? Because she's like falling and he's like trying to catch her, but then it's not much going on in the background except for what he's standing on. So it's like, okay, what is she falling from? Like, what's going on? It just wasn't expressive enough for me. So it's really not, you know, it's not. And then I have like random notes in here too, but I don't think, like, even here, there was no backgrounds. And I think maybe towards like the middle of the book, because like right here, I was like, all right, there's some bookshelves and stuff back there. They're kind of wonky looking, but, you know, they were there. And they're just kind of like floating, like when they're doing stuff like this one, for example, like with the sandcastle and stuff, you don't really need that much of a background. But when there is like a whole just something going on, they can't just be floating in the middle of nothing. So I was just like practicing random stuff and still in the backgrounds. And then this one was kind of cool. I mean, I guess you can call it a background, sort of, but also not really, because there's nothing going on in the background. You just have him, being lifted by the monster here. This one had a background, but I didn't even finish it. Like, you see the tentacle going by and he's there. I didn't even finish it, but you know. Oh, the airplane. That was from my job. That's just a postcard from my work. That's not my art. I trust me, I did not draw this airplane, but that's just from my job. It was like some celebration for one of the airlines for 25 years or something. But yep, just the postcard. But I don't know. I haven't quite figured out the background thing yet. I'm slowly figuring it out, but I wish I could figure it out a little faster. And then right here is where I was kind of like getting into it, because I was like, all right, I got some trees, and then, he's standing on the mountain, and then here you got Bo. She walked into the quicksand and didn't realize it until too late. But I've been getting into like the trees and the bushes and stuff in the background, so at least they're not just floating and there's like something going on, except for right here. But that was like a close shot, so that's fine. But like these now, you can see there's something in the back, and it doesn't look like they're just floating in cyberspace. But every now and then I go back to it, of them just with nothing in the background. So I've just been trying to kind of figure out a middle ground, I guess. And then like this one, I didn't finish, but it's him riding a turtle in the desert. But I put like little background pieces, a little bit here and there. But I'm not the greatest with building, so fake it till you make it. But I'm still figuring it out. I'm still getting it together slowly but surely. But it's not. You don't see too many backgrounds, I don't think, in this sketchbook. Okay, so here's when I was like, all right, I'm sick of not having anything in my backgrounds, and I actually did one with a whole thing with one of my characters sitting in this lab that they found, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do background pieces to like everything. So, but this was kind of hard. Like, I spent days on this, just coming up with, all right, what's in the lab? What did they find? You know, and they actually found my character Moon Pie in the lab. So that's Moon Pie. and I didn't even finish coloring it. And then I got like, oh, this was like around my birthday, I think, and I was planning. Um, so they ended up in that lab because okay, so here's the thing. This guy right here, he always doing something, and he's always dragging her along, but she kind of likes to be dragged along because she's like kind of like the nerd, so she likes to research all the plants and the animals and write stuff down and etc etc. But this one here, he always doing something, so he convinced her to go to the lighthouse because he heard a rumor that it was haunted and it was monsters in there, and so he convinced her to go to that lighthouse. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. They should have stayed their butts at home, but he snuck out after his birthday and they went to the lighthouse. And yeah, he's something else. But she goes along with it because that's her best friend. So she goes along with his shenanigans, and she's often helping him, get out of trouble and so on and so forth. And then here's some more of these little rock guys. So this is where they are. Um, and I'm turning this into like a painting series. So I did this painting, which is he yeah exactly there is a rumor that there are monsters and it was haunted, so he was like, okay, let's go, and she's like, no, I don't think we should, and he ended up convincing her, and they end up sneaking out and going to that lighthouse. But so this sketch is this one here, and I did this on stream over the course of what was it, like 2 or 3 streams, and finished this one, but I have 5 more to do. So I just sketched this one yesterday at work. I sketched it out. So this one's going to be on a 5x7 canvas board. I just need to put it on there with my transfer paper, probably Wednesday when I'm off. And then I have a couple of other ones that I need to sketch out and put on canvas board. So that's that page. But just, yeah, it's just random, like, kind of stories of them going on like different adventures and stuff like that. And um yeah, I don't have like a full on, you know 110% story. And then I think like I started doing World Watercolor Month, and so I was sketching them out in here, and then I stopped, and then came up with a new character who doesn't have a name, but I did sketch him a few times. And then I got a new sketchbook, so I kind of ditched that one, and I started on my other one, which I don't even know where it is. Now that I'm sitting here, oh, it's right here. I see it. I'm like, now that I'm sitting here talking, where is my sketchbook? So I'm currently between two sketchbooks right now. So this is my Ohuhu sketchbook, which is just like the one I showed you, but it's just a different size. And okay, I had to make sure my number was covered up. Uh, so I was doing like a sketch of like different ATCs I wanted to do, and this is him down here at the lighthouse, and I was kind of playing around with what I want like my colors to kind of be, like the color palette for my story. Still playing around with that. But yeah. So then here I was doing like a thing where I wanted to draw them at a like a bakery or like a coffee shop or something. So I kind of like the background I did here, but I he's like in front of the window, and I was trying to make it kind of look like a window, but it doesn't really look like one. It's paint marker, so it's like acrylic, but it's in a marker, so you can go over, and it's very easy to work with, honestly. I don't have much going on in this book. I just like drawing them with different face expressions and stuff like that. So this is Miso, and this is Bo. But Yeah, I don't have much going on in this one. And I sketched out a few. This is like them at the port. Well, they're not here physically, but this is what the port looks like. So I was like drawing some different thumbnails for some canvas paintings I want to do that I never did. And then this one I did, it's, what do you call it? I did it on watercolor paper, I think, with acrylic gouache. And then I turned this one into a sticker. It's this one here. These are all my stickers too, by the way. But I turned that one into a sticker. I think these two are my most recent ones. Those are my most recent stickers. And then this was my attempt at watercolor again, I think, and it turned out miserably. And then these are like just a bunch of autumn sketches that I was just sketching, I guess. I wanted to turn this one into a sticker too. But it's not much in this one, and there's really not much color in this one either yet. This one was them at a library where they run into some interesting creatures without me giving the story away. And then I just did like most of these are just sketches of stuff that I want to put on the canvas that I haven't done yet. And then I changed the lighthouse color to blue here just to see what it would look like if it was blue instead of red. And yeah, just a bunch of random stuff, them doing random stuff in their town. I didn't finish coloring this one or this one. I should probably get around to that. And then this was me like painting them like if they were to be caught. So they're like taking mug shots. Yeah, everything is paint marker except for the lining, like the line work, that's ink. But and then this is pot and pan. Those are my other OCs. But yeah, this is them with their mug shots, and they're a little bit too happy about it because they're just as bad as me. So, but Bo's completely scared. She's like, I can't believe we got caught. Oh my gosh, and they're just like, yeah, this is us. And Miso's like, listen, I'm not looking at the camera. You can't prove I did it. So I just didn't finish it, but that would be cool. And then here's some more stuff of them in the library that they came across. Just different thumbnails and ideas. I try to hurry up and get my ideas down on paper before I forget them. And as long as I have them down on paper, I can always come back to it and, redo it and stuff like that. And then this is recent. These couple pages were kind of recent because I was trying to go back to this book, but I got a whole lot going on, and this is exactly why I have to hurry up and get my thoughts down on paper. And then in this one, this is my kind of catch-all one, so I have a lot of random just sketches, but I'm also at one point going to make a coloring book. And so like this was going to be one of the pages for the coloring book, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. I did a couple pages for the coloring book, but I didn't finish it. And then I came up with some more characters and some more thumbnails, and this is when I came up with the the triplets. And so you have Deco and you have Ozai and Nom Nom. And basically, they're triplets. And so you have one that can't hear, one that can't see, and one that doesn't speak. Not necessarily that he can't speak, he just don't speak because he's always eating something. So, and then this is when I start doing the ACEOs, and I made a ton of those, but I was also making like thumbnails for other stuff that I wanted to do. I want to put this on a canvas too, this one. And that's Miso with Deco. And I was doing like some more thumbnails for ACEOs and other prints and stuff. And this is when I did my Valentine ACEOs to put on eBay. Oh no, someone's screaming at you. Okay, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I got into the ACEO craze like crazy. Um, I'm really proud of this one. I can't wait to put this one on a canvas. I made them they're like different heights, but that's okay. They're all about the same height. And I think I made Onzai a little bit too like tall, I guess. But it'll be fine. I still want to put it on the canvas. And then I want to make this ACO too because he's on top of the little rock golem. And that one's cute. And yeah, so I have like a bunch of these and I keep them in here. And I'm glad they're in here because I can always redo them. So I got a bunch of those going. And I did a thumbnail for them at the summer festival that I want to also put on the canvas. That's probably going to take a while, but I really do want to do that one. I'll probably do it after the series that I'm doing now. Should be summer by then. Yeah. Just a bunch of random thumbnails. Oh boy. It's a rom-com. You know what? I mean, it's all kind of stuff going on in the story, honestly. But once I get it together, then you guys will see. But it's not quite together right now. But I don't know if I like this one. And I feel like now he's just taking up space. But we're going to leave him there. But I don't like him. I think I want to do one that has... Because they're like in a berry field. So I'm like, I think I want one with just berries on its head. And we'll see how that goes. What if we do one that's like holding the berry? And the berry's like almost as big as him. That'll be kind of funny. So it's like a big berry. And I don't know what they're doing with these berries because I don't think these guys have mouths. So I don't know if they're eating them or if they're just squashing them or what they're doing. But they like to collect the berries. But we don't know why yet. It's okay. We'll figure out why one of these days. I don't know what kind of berry this is either, but it's just a berry. And let's give him like the spiky, kind of spiky hair. We'll give him a few pieces of hair there. I think that's cute. And then maybe we'll have like a little flower coming out of it. And maybe like another flower, like a tinier one over here. I think that's cute. But yeah, I would like to do one maybe where they're like, maybe like a picnic. So, like, I don't know. See, this is why I be making these little squares, because I like to just have like the thought in my head. And right, so let's say maybe I'll make the blanket a little bit smaller, and then we just got like, I don't want the background to be too crazy, so I'm just like putting some bushes, right? So, but the main focus is gonna be like them, and they got like this little picnic basket. I don't know how to draw a picnic basket, but we'll figure that out. But they got like the little basket with God knows what in it, and then we have like, we'll just, that's the picnic basket, and then maybe we'll have like, we can even put Miso and Bo in here, right? So they're like hanging out, and I'm just gonna, and like they're just chilling, right? And maybe you got like, you can put some of these golem things in the background, and we have like a couple of big ones back there, and some of those trees. And I just do my thumbnails kind of crazy until um I settle on something that I like. But I like to think maybe they're like eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something, right? I don't know. Like the that'll be Bo. Maybe it'll be like, I don't know what time of day, but I would like to think it would be like, during the regular daytime. So maybe I'll have like the blue sky, and like, the sun is out. Maybe some clouds. Who knows? But we'll put like another golem back here. And then maybe we'll have like the mountains in the far, far back. Because they're not too far from the mountains. So we'll have that in the back there, and maybe some trees. And it could just be Bo. Maybe we don't add me, so maybe we just have Bo like just hanging out with the golem things, and she's just having a picnic with them, right? And it's just like, it's a couple of them, and they're all just hanging out together, different sizes. I kind of like that idea. Not that I need to add another painting to the series, but we're trying to make this area feel like it's alive, I guess. Let's see, it's already 12, so I guess I better get off of here. I think that was a semi productive stream. I know it probably didn't seem like it, but it was kind of productive. I got some ideas out in another thumbnail. I'll probably get around to coloring some of these guys, because I do like the brown color, but I think some of them will be like a light brown or a light gray. So I'll probably swatch right here in this little square what I want the color scheme to be, because I need to figure this type of stuff out before I paint it. Ivy, I know I came on for a quick late night stream. Um, just random stream, random. So I was thinking, well, obviously it won't be in paint marker, right? But I can figure out, because if I put it on canvas, it's going to be in the acrylic um, gouache. So I would like this color here, whatever this is. This is a nice color, like some earthy color. Since the background and the bushes and stuff is going to be like pastel, so, or if you can call it that, because I like this brown, And it's like it makes you look at the golem. When you look at this, that's like one of the first things you see aside from them. So I think I'm gonna stick with the brown for the golem things. And it's just a matter of what type of browns. I don't want it too dark. So like that is fine, but I think some of them will be like a lighter type of brown too. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get off of here and get into bed too, Ivy, because I do have work tomorrow and I'll be complaining about how I'm tired in the morning. So I'm also gonna get off of here. Just doing a little pre-planning in my sketchbook. I love this sketchbook. I feel bad because I kind of ditched my Ohuhu one a little bit, but I feel like I can just throw stuff in this one and it be fine. Like it's just a bunch of random notes and God knows what. And then the Ohuhu one is like where I go for like some of my final stuff that I want to color with paint marker. So I'm okay with being in this one for a while. And it's got a lot of pages too. I'm not even nowhere near. I've got that much done. So I got a lot of space and room for ideas. But let me get off of here and I will check back with you guys on Wednesday. Hopefully by then I will have this one on the canvas and then we can just get straight into painting this guy. And then that'll be, this one shouldn't take too long either. And it'll be, the second one done in the series. And then we'll go from there. Hopefully I can get it on there before then. I'll probably see if I can do it in the morning or tomorrow morning. But I will see you guys on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how I'm feeling which day. And we'll get some painting done or we'll do some transferring, depending. But thanks for coming to hang out, guys, and I will see you then. Bye.